With me now to discuss this, legal analyst, former federal prosecutor Shan. Shan, let's start with Michael Cohen. Why do you think this is leaking out? A willingness, an openness, he's isolated. Is this part of a strategy?
I definitely think it's part of his strategy. This has been generally an extraordinary case where so many of the witnesses are communicating via the media trying to get the president's attention. So absolutely, I think it's part of his strategy.
And Paul Manafort in court, just some of the quotes that have been handed to me from Evan Perez, who's in the courtroom, that the judge is saying, prosecutors were arguing that he's a danger to the community and that he committed a crime while out on release. The defense attorney, Richard Westling, saying this will not happen again. Is that a good enough defense to keep him out of prison?
It might have been before they indicted him. I think the indictment presents a very serious problem for Manafort. And again, I'm just relying completely on public information, nothing to do with my prior representations. But this is part of a pattern of enormous pressure that the special counsel is exerting on Manafort. And the fact that they've now gone and indicted him makes this a very tough road for him to go uphill against that trend. He's already indicted for the crime. That's going to be a problem for this judge, I think.
If bail's revoked, if he's sent back, if he's sent to jail, does that give some indication coming from the judge of what direction this is all headed for Manafort?
Not necessarily. The judge is really strictly ruling on the question of his release conditions.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep in mind that this is one of the longest running bail proceedings in history, I think, for a white-collar crime. They still haven't resolved it. You know, they sort of dangled it like a carrot in front of him. Now they're yanking it away. He's not really free to move about at the moment. Those conditions were never fully set. And now it's potentially going to get even worse, because even if she doesn't revoke him, actually put him in jail, which is a big disadvantage for the preparation of his defense, she's certainly likely to put more restrictive conditions on him than he already has.
Oh, that's a fascinating element to it. Even if he stays out, it could be a problem.
Right.
Great to see you, Shan.
Good to see you.
Stand by. Let's see what happens when the court gets back in there. Great to see you. Thanks so much. Coming up for us, Wall Street.